Are we live? I think we're live. Sorry, guys. Have some technical difficulties going on. Still having technical difficulties, so we may have to go without a couple things tonight. But good to have everybody in here. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday evening. And it is time for our Sunday Social, the weekly event, or most weeks, where we talk Disney. We're going to talk Disney rides and attractions. We're going to break down those rides and attractions. We're going to have healthy debates, all that good stuff. You name it, we're going to talk about it each and every week. We'll pick a ride or, you know, who knows, or attraction each week, and we'll decide whether or not that is the one we want to talk about or not. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do two things at once here. I'm trying to get you guys ready for your first poll of the evening. Anyway, good to have everybody here. Let's go ahead and see what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about, of course, Spaceship Earth. That's the one we picked last week, of course, Spaceship Earth. We're going to go into a little bit of the history of it in a minute here. What do we talk about on the Sunday Social when we do our Disney 101? What do we talk about each week? Well, what we talk about is ultimately several different categories as we break these rides down. We'll go over a little bit of the history. We'll talk about the ride queue. After the ride queue, we'll talk about the ride itself. After we talk about the ride itself, we'll talk about, is the juice worth the squeeze? How long are you willing to wait to ride the ride? Is it worth the wait to ride it? And then from there, we'll talk about the merchandise. What's the merchandise like for this ride? Is it something that's really there's a lot of and you love it? We'll go over merchandise. And then last but not least, we'll talk about the importance of the ride to the park. You know, 1 to 5, or, you know, is it time for it to go? If something better comes along, that's great. Number 3, I'll be upset if it goes, but I'll live. And then last but not least, nope, I'm chaining myself to the ride. It can't go away. So again, we'll go over all of them. We'll go over the thoughts and predictions on all that good stuff. As we get into this, I'm trying to open, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get, like last week I had a video of Pirates of the Caribbean that I had up as we were talking about the ride. I can't get it to come up for the Spaceship Earth. Well, maybe I can. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it here. I'm afraid if I do this, there it is. All right, good. That's what I want. I want to be able to have it right there so I can talk about it with you guys as we get into this. Can you guys see that? I guess you can see it. Trying to get it so we can get this going. There we go. All right, so Spaceship Earth. All right, so let's talk a little bit about it. As the ride is running, I'll say hi to everybody in the chat. Sorry, guys, I'm on top of it. I swear, it's just going to take me a minute. Pete's Dragon, welcome in. They are in here for the first time, and well, not first time, but they became park hoppers. Pete's Dragon, I don't know if you're in here or not, but if you're a park hopper now, send us your name and address to askmousetalk@gmail.com. We'll get you out a button and a postcard. Obviously, we keep it secret, keep it safe, and we'd love to do that. Thanks for becoming a member. Rob Fuzz is here, Victor's here, Jeannie's here, John the Bee is here, Pirate Novelist is here, Victor and Janet. Heather Springer, what's up, Heather? Hey, Gregory, good to see you, buddy. Melissa's here. Who else is in the chat? We've got Bruce is here, Iowa Disney Daddy's here, Mark is here, Tim Pat, what's up, Cakes? Good to see you, Pat. Stacy Bailey's here, John A.B., welcome in. Al and Renee are here. What's up, Al? Good to see you. How's Rainey? Nate in Nashville in the house. Herschel Willini, Scott Takau, Kim Daniels, Christina's here. Sony 4K, Tiki Man fans in the house. I think we're up to date. Sony 4K is here. Spaceship Ears. Okay, you caught my attention with the title. Hello, well, see, title means everything, I guess. Good to have you here. I think that's everything. Just grateful Disney shelved their plans to retool. Yeah, they did. I'm glad they did too. And Dan, 820 Chief, good to have everybody here. Please hit that like button as you come in. We're already at 38 likes. Obviously, our goal is to get to 100. There's the like goal at the very top right there. We'll see if we can make it. All right. So as you guys, I'll have the ride running in the background there, right up here as we talk a little bit. But let's go over a little bit of the history of Spaceship Earth. So of course, everybody knows it. It debuted. It is the icon of the park. We all know that, right? Absolutely, of course. No, 1982, it debuted with the park. It's just that simple. Vic Perrin, I didn't know this. I had to look this up. Vic Perrin was the original narrator of Spaceship Earth. I don't even know who that is. But he was the original narrator of Spaceship Earth. Of course, and that was from 1982 to 1986. In 1986, the attraction reopens after its first major renovation. And Walter Cronkite became the... hey, Paul, welcome in. Became the narrator at that point. And he was the narrator from 86 until 1994. 1994, they had another second major renovation. The ride reopens with Jeremy Irons as the narrator. I don't remember any of them. I remember my first time in the park wasn't until... Hey, Ray, welcome in. Good to see you. My first time in the parks was 1998, so we didn't get it until you know who, and we'll go over that in a little bit. And then in 1999 is when they got that whole Mickey Mouse arm. Let me see if I can get this. Is that the one? No, that's... Yeah, that's it. Well, no, it's the Mickey Mouse arm. Let me do this. It was that. There's that one. There's this one. So there's the Mickey... That was first, I guess. In 1994... the Mickey Mouse arm with the 2000 date was first. Oh, okay, so it wasn't that one. It was this one. Who remembers that? I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but I guess that was first. And then from there, in 2001, they changed it from that to... I'm trying to move this down. That one, where it just says EPCOT, which I thought was interesting. I didn't know any of this. Christian Sanchez, welcome in. Not sure how we haven't crossed paths yet. Hello. My father designed Spaceship Earth back in the day, so my username is a trip. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that. Stephanie Danielle, welcome. And then, of course, 2004, the sponsorship ends for AT&T and the global neighborhood is removed. I don't even know what that was. AT&T then sponsors it from 2004 to 2005. Siemens takes over in 2005. And then in 2007, they did another major renovation. And that's when Judi Dench, I guess. 82 Airborne, welcome in. Judi Dench took over the narration. Hope Voller, welcome in. Hit that like button, everybody. We're up to 47 likes already. So a lot of this stuff I didn't know. And of course, you guys see all in the background the ride going on. Let's talk a little bit about, we're going to walk down the entire ride here. And I want your opinions. I'll give you guys a chance to vote. And we'll start outside, obviously, with the ride queue. I'm going to send it over right now, you guys. I want you to vote on the ride queue. What do you think of the queue for Spaceship Earth? Those are your ratings. You guys decide where you are on it. I'll give you mine in a couple minutes here, as I'm going to let you guys vote. What do you think of the ride queue? Is it good? Is it poor? Is it okay? Is it great? The queue itself. Now, remember, I'm not talking about the ride. I'm talking about just the queue. Think about just the queue. What's up, Tina? Welcome in. Yeah. Joe Chamberlain, welcome. What's up, Joe? Welcome in. Hope you and Michelle and the girls are doing good. This is a ride, Tina. I don't even know if you can vote on this, Tina. You've never ridden this ride. But anyway, what do you think of the queue? I want to hear from you guys. 2 minutes. I'm going to give you guys, just like we always do, you got 2 minutes to talk about the queue in the chat. Talk about it in the chat. What do you think of the queue? Pirate Novice says, when I wrote it, we entered via the exit for handicap, so I can't comment on the queue. Okay, got it. Jedi Master Joe, what's up, bud? Welcome in. It is mainly outside. I agree. It is. We've never seen the queue. We go in the handicap door. Heather, I totally get it. Totally get it. But we're going to talk about the queue in a minute. I want to let you guys vote a little bit before I get into my side of it. The queue is outside, says Jedi Master Joe. I'm going to wait till I got about a minute to go, and then I'm going to give you my ranking on this. Remember, rankings are always 1 is the poorest, 4 is the best. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll give you the different options as you guys vote on each thing. Very short, very basic Q, says Charlie and Stacy, the Nerd Herders. JLV Moments and More, welcome in. Mad Flat Hatter, welcome in. Very windy under the ball. I agree. I love that wind tunnel, Joe, be honest with you. Monica Odiette, welcome in. Just a basic queue, but a fairly short queue. Just a bunch of outside switchbacks. Pretty boring for a queue. The queue is quite windy at times, says Stephanie. It was never anything but a switchback queue outdoors. All right, good. All right. So here's the thing with me with the queue. I agree 100% with everything everybody is saying. When I think about this ride, the queue is about as basic a queue as you can have. It's outdoors. It is underneath for the most part, but you're going to be out in the elements. You're going to be out in the heat. You're going to be out in the humidity. At times, you are going to get wet in the rain. It is nothing short of just a basic switchback queue. So, it's semi-short. It does have a couple switchbacks. It can be long at times, but there's really nothing to this. So, for me, on a scale of 1 to 10, when it comes to the queues, I think it's poor. I'm sorry. There's just nothing. There's nothing to this queue. You guys, poll has ended. You guys have said it's poor as no. Okay, it's an okay queue for you guys. Spaceship Earth, you guys on the queue. I give it a 1. You guys give it a 2. And I agree. I don't think the queue is anything to write home about. If there's one bad thing about this ride, it's definitely the queue. The queue is not something, excuse me, to write home about at all in any way, shape, or form. Matt, welcome in. Number 2, welcome in. I did a behind the scenes tour called The Undiscovered Future World when we did go to a lounge. Nice, Christina. But yeah, but again, part of any and all rides are the queues. It's all part of the experience of the ride. So you have to take it into account. I like this queue a lot because it's easy to escape if I need to for my condition. Yeah, man, I totally get it. It is. It's very easy in that respect. Ryan, welcome in. It was better with Jeremy Irons as the narrator. See? And we talked about that. But now let's talk about the ride itself. That's the next part I want to talk about. What do you guys think about the ride? Now, I'm going to give you your options on the ride as well. You know, what do you think of this ride? Is this ride awesome? Is it up? Nope, time to go. Is it now? I love it. But, you know, if they come up with something different, you know, it's up to you. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? What do you think about this ride? There you go. There's the ride itself. Me personally, I think everybody knows where Melissa and I stand on this. Victor says, when I first did Spaceship Earth, we actually wrapped around both of the outside queues. Yeah, I mean, at times the queue can be very long. Here's what I'll say about the ride in my thoughts. I do like the ride, just think they can update it quite a bit. Here's the thing with me, and I want to hear from you guys. Everybody in the chat, please continue to send your comments. I want to hear from you all. What do you think of this ride? I hope Spaceship Earth is in here. His dad designed this. Spaceship Ears. Yes, he is in here, Matt. He's here. It's a great ride. I like it. Ryan says, I love it, but it's time for an update, Ryan says. All right, so here's my thing for this ride. I love this ride, okay? I do. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get some other comments. Iowa Disney Dad. I'll try to put the comments up. I know I can do this. Let me see if I can get them up. Iowa Disney Dad, after the block queue, I really enjoyed the ride. My kids learned lots riding it. See, there you go. Charlie and Stacy said, it's a great ride, but they can add more sets to it to bring it up to date. They need to update the interactive screen part of the end. Got it. I like it from when I was a kid. Based on the current iteration and last one or two, I call it good. The original with Cronkite was the best. You know I wouldn't miss it, Matt. Yep, for sure. Everybody's saying hi. Just trying to get some comments. Peter Shell, welcome in. The first half is fantastic. The ending of the ride needs some work. Must do for Stephanie and her family multiple times. It's the history of civilization. How can you go wrong? Exactly. Originally, the ride would wind its way through the base of the building. The interior of the sphere was originally planned for the finale only. All right, so there we go. You guys all voted, I hope. They decided to put the whole ride in there. Okay, so it's funny you say that. And poll has ended. You guys have all voted. You gave it a 4. You said it's great. Here's my vote. I'll give you mine, and then I'll explain why it is what it is. This ride's great. First off, I disagree with everybody wholeheartedly. I don't feel it needs an update in any of the scenes. I think the scenes are fine the way they are. I don't think we need to update it. I understand where they're talking about. We haven't gone any further than space. And it talks about space. That's it. It talks about computers and it talks about space. It talks about the history of the world from the time of communication all the way up to when we went in space. There is nothing else to update. The scenes are fine to me. I will agree that the ending, when they do the whole put in all your information, that needs to go. They need to do something different. I don't know if they just need to decorate the whole going down differently and just add scenes in there or something like that. That needs to be updated. But I disagree on the whole we need to update the scenes. I don't think the scenes need to be updated. I don't see anything wrong with what they have so far. I think it hits everything in the history of communication from the time of the caveman all the way up to where we are now with space. We've gone no further than space. There is nowhere further to go than space. And they've done all that. So I think they've done it correctly the way they have. I like it. But I agree with all of you that the ending needs to be updated. But that's not anything that's going to sway me from making this a number 4 great ride. This is a great ride. And just the engineering phenomenon that it is, that entire ride, all those scenes are inside that sphere. Maybe one of the greatest, probably the greatest engineering marvel in Walt Disney World, period. Everything else is awesome. But to think about what they've done inside of that sphere, it's nothing short of remarkable, in my opinion. And it's got to be a 4 to me. It's great. Comments in it's one of Melissa's most favorite attractions. I agree. It needs things filled back in where they've cut it back, though. You never saw it at peak. Well, you're right. I haven't. But, Bruce, that to me, adding to it just depends. There's been things that have added that, I don't know. I like it the way it is, except the ending. The whole point of the ride is communication, and I think it's great in that respect. Dance agrees. Any Spaceship Earth fans owe it to themselves to go hunt out Ray Bradbury's Man in his Spaceship Earth script. It's marvelous and covers more context. Nice. Okay. Vicky Pauley, Brian Eisenhart, Mandy Adams, welcome in. But I just think this ride is fantastic. I love it. I'm in awe every time I think about what we're in when I'm riding this ride. And they just do such a great job. I don't know. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Now, let's get into the next subject that we're going to talk about, and that's the merchandise, okay? So let's talk merchandise now when we come to this, because I think this is important. I want to see where everybody stands on merchandise. Well, no, I'm sorry. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Let me put this in here. All right, we're going to talk about, is the juice worth the squeeze? How long are you waiting for this ride? Okay, are you going to wait 10 to 20 minutes? Here, I'm going to put it in the chat for you guys so y'all can vote. I'm getting there, guys. I'm sorry, it takes a minute to type all this up. All right, how long are you waiting? Is the juice worth the squeeze? I spelled squeeze wrong. Just ignore that. I forgot the E on the end. So how long are you waiting for this ride? Is the ride worth the wait? How long are you waiting? Now, for me, whenever I think about this, I have to think of it not as somebody that lives here in Orlando. I can't think of it like that. I got to think of it as a vacationer. How long am I going to wait for this ride? Am I going to wait 10 to 20 minutes, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 or more? And look, a lot of us are people that come down a lot. I can't look at it like that. I have to look at it like If I'm a vacationer, I'm coming down once a year. That's it. It's the only time I'm down here. Parks are going to be busy. I'm only going to be in EPCOT 1 day, maybe 2 days. Am I going to wait? You know, and that's the thing. So there you go, Joe. So then you would say, Joe, for you, it would be number 1, 10 to 20 minutes for this ride. And that's how it would be. You know, some people might wait longer. I voted 1, but would actually not wait if this queue makes it down the ramp into the building. 5 minutes. Dead. I get it. I would just, and that's the thing. You know, it's different for everybody. 15 minutes, no more, says Jedi Master Joe. And again, I'm not looking at it as somebody who is here all the time. I'm looking at it as someone who I'm coming down. I may never get back. And what am I going to do? Am I going to ride this ride? So for me, it's going to be, I know this sounds weird, but if I'm only down here once a year and this park is busy as anything and we're not getting back to this park, I'm waiting. I have to ride the ride. It has to be ridden for me. Maybe at 3, maybe 30 to 40, I'd wait. I would wait for this ride, especially if I'm there with people that have never ridden it before. Find the fun. Welcome in. So for me, and you guys, you got about 20 seconds left. I'm giving it a 4, but that's just me. You know, what are you guys going to give it? I don't know. But right now, it looks like we got about 10 seconds left. So you guys are all going to give it a 1. From what I'm seeing. So you guys aren't waiting for this ride. I'm kind of surprised by that. But nobody wants to wait for Spaceship Earth, Melissa. But no, I get it. I totally get it. Based on the ride now, it's a 1. The original ride with the Cronkite narration, 2 to 3. Fair enough. All right, Disney, I voted 1, but I actually would not wait more than 5. Right. Over that. Gotcha. Good. Zay and Lax, welcome in. Good to see you. We would wait 30 to 40 minutes because we love it so much. And that's kind of how I am, Heather. If I'm only coming down once a year, I'm waiting. The real wait time. Well, the real wait time. What would you wait if you had to wait? If I only got to see it once a year, then I could see myself waiting an hour to do it. I love this ride. Exactly. And that's, yes, as someone who lives down here, you're right. I'm not going to wait more than 10 minutes maybe for this ride. We rode it today. Was that today, Melissa? No, yesterday. We rode it yesterday. We went over to EPCOT for a little bit yesterday. And we rode it. But it was a walk on. It was 5 minutes. Yes, living down here, I'll wait 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not waiting any more than that. Because I can do it the next day or the next day or the next day. But if I'm only down here once a year and that's it, this is my only shot at riding it, I'm waiting. Peggy Ferris is a famous Imagineer and a family friend. She produced the show attraction, and she can still recite the hieroglyphics from heart to this day. Wow, Spaceship Earth, that's amazing, ears. That's amazing. That is amazing. All right, so you guys gave it a 1 for Is the Juice Worth the Squeeze? And I gave it a 4. I'm waiting. John says, Walt, I live far, and I still don't want to wait more than 20 minutes. I still have to see a lot of things. Well, John, and that's fine. And I guess that's what you have to decide. You're right. Some things, when you come to Disney, some things have to be sacrificed. I totally get it. Like with us. What are we going to sacrifice when we come down to the parks? More than likely, what are we going to sacrifice? Disney Springs and maybe some character meet and greets. But we're not sacrificing the rides. But that's just us. It's usually less crowded towards the end of the day or before the fireworks. Right. Right, Victor. I agree. But again, that's the whole point of this. We're trying to figure out how much everybody loves the ride. If we're really breaking it down, think outside the box. I'm waiting. It's an iconic ride for EPCOT. Everyone wants to ride the big golf ball. Exactly. Pirate Novelist. Last 2 times I have stayed at the boardwalk area, I would have to traverse the whole park to get to the ride. Yeah, us too. We're doing that too. And Gilnick, welcome in. I'd wait 30 minutes, and I've been coming down every 2 to 3 months. And so I get it, Ann. But it's different for everybody. All right, next one. Merchandise. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm wondering how everybody's going to handle the merchandise. You know, where do you see yourself on the merchandise for Spaceship Earth? Let me get the... Let me get it put in here for you guys. What do you think of the merchandise for Spaceship Earth? There it is. Have at it. Vote, vote, vote. What do you think about the merchandise for Spaceship Earth? Now think, what I'll say is this. Anything and everything that's EPCOT is basically the Spaceship Earth on it. Now they've had the Thank the Phoenicians, they've had some other stuff in that respect, but Spaceship Earth is the icon of the park. So it's everywhere. But if you think outside of that, other than the Thank the Phoenicians, how much other stuff do we have, like Rome is burning, or maybe a t-shirt with, you know, I don't know, anything on it. Think of it that way. Back in the 90s, 2000s, it was darn difficult to find any merch Spaceship Earth themed. Now there's more. You know, again, what is it for you guys? How is it for you, the merchandise? Here's mine. Again, I think the merchandise is great, but I'm thinking of it as the ball, okay? The ball itself. The merchandise to me for the ball is great. It just is. Everywhere you look, there's Spaceship Earth stuff. The Thank the Venetians there. I think the merchandise is really, really good. And I think that if they came out with more merchandise... Yeah, exactly, Joe. And I get that. But if they came out with the more specific stuff, it would go like hotcakes. But, again, I guess there's not much you can do in that respect. You're right. But I think they could take some of the sayings from the ride. See you in the future. Put it on a t-shirt. I would. I love the panel aesthetic merch, which is why one of the Magic Bands is that thing. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. Think of the panels, the panel aesthetic from it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. They have the ceramic knickknack that lights up Spaceship Earth. That's fantastic. I have ornaments that are Spaceship Earth. I love the merchandise, personally. All right, voting is over. We got 45 people voting, and you guys are all saying it's okay. It's a 2, and I totally get that. I totally get that. JM says, I have the Spaceship Earth cookie jar. Us too. We do too. Yes, we have it as well. We use it as a display. That's how we use it. We use it as a display too. That's so funny. The cookie jar was one of the best pieces of merch for this ride. I agree, Stephanie. You're right. When they see the ball, they don't think the ride. No, Joe, they don't. I think a lot of people don't, which is kind of weird. I think you should, because when you look at Tower of Terror, you think of the ride, right? I want more stuff from inside the ride itself, not just the ball. Agreed, Charlie. I think they could do that, like a See You in the Future t-shirt, or a Thank the Phoenicians, or, you know, Rome built the first World Wide Web. Something with some of the sayings from in there. Or it took 15,000 years to come up with the next bright idea. Julie McCowan, welcome in. Julie was on with Pete's channel tonight. She did an awesome job. You guys get a chance, go check that out. Great interview tonight, Julie, by the way. Buckminster Fuller invented the geodesic sphere. The lines between 2 points are the shortest path, which is a fantastic symbol for connecting humanity. Amen. Robert Denorio, welcome in. Anyway, I think they actually, if you really think about some of the merchandise, they've come up with some really good merchandise for this ride. And again, just my opinion, but I like the merch. I think they've done a good job with it. I do think Spaceship Earth when I think of the ball, the sphere. I don't think of it I think of it as the icon as well, but I think they do real well with the merchandise. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. And if they came out with others, and maybe we'll do that on the Mouse Talk merchandise. Maybe we'll get some Spaceship Earth sayings and put them on a shirt. That might not be a bad idea. But, all right. So that was merchandise. You guys did that. Now we're going to talk about, I'm going to write this one up really, really well. The importance of this ride. And here's what I'll say on the importance. Okay. Let me get it in here for you guys. Let me get everything in here. We're going to talk about this ride right now, the importance. All right, here we go. The importance of this ride. Now, think of the ride itself, not the sphere. Okay, the ball isn't going anywhere. Think about the ride inside the ball. How important is that ride to you? How important is the ride, not the ball? Think of the sphere itself. If Disney came along and said, we're going to put something different in there, we're going to take out the whole communication aspect and put something different, are you going to be all right with it? That's how you have to look at this. Don't look at it as they're going to get rid of the entire sphere, the geosphere is going away. Hey, what's up, Animal Zone? Welcome in. Last part of the ride, Spaceship was taken away, and I thought it was the best part. I don't remember it. See, I don't remember. I'll have to look back that. Bruce and Kim, welcome in. I'm a bit biased on this vote. Well, no, Spaceship, that's why I say I agree with you. I mean, I would be biased too. Taylor's World, welcome in, Taylor. What did I put? I didn't put chaining? Yes, chaining. I'm sorry, I spelled it wrong. Take out the 1G. Sorry, Joe. I can't. Chaining myself to the ride. In other words, I'm chaining myself to the ride. They can't get rid of it. Yes. It's EPCOT's class. That's why I want you guys to vote. Everybody vote. You got about a minute to go. I agree. I'm chaining myself to this ride. I love this ride. If anything ever happened, even if they said, hey, we're going to put a Star Wars ride inside of this, it's going to be really cool. I wouldn't. No. Nope. No thanks. No thanks. Not happy. I'm good. Don't do it. I don't want it. I love the communication. I love the scenes. I don't want it changed. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't need updates all the time. It's as important as Pirates of the Caribbean, chaining myself to it if necessary. Amen, Robert. Word of the day. Yes, there you go, Joe. Exactly. Chaining. I just spelled it wrong. I put an extra G in there. I will ride it next time I go. I am staying where I got to enter EPCOT at the front this time. Nice. Okay. I'm still chained to Communicore. I love Star Wars, but no, never IPD. I agree. No, I'm not IPing this either. I'm glad we can't see who voted. Because I must have... what was that? What'd you say, Heather? I'm glad we can't see who voted. How? Because I might have issues. Somebody actually put time to go. Okay. I'd be upset, but I'll live. See, some people said I'll live. Okay, I get it. But everybody's with me for the most part. Everybody's saying, no, we got to keep this ride. Again, I just think that I like the story it tells overall. I really do. I like the idea of them telling us about communication and how communication has started and how it's developed over the years and how it's evolved over the years and how at times it's been set back and now it's progressed again and we're everywhere we need to be in reference to it. I don't think this ride needs to be touched. I just don't. And I know I'm in the minority there. You know, a lot of people said, oh, they're going to change it and they're going to put new scenes in. I just don't need the new scenes. What scenes could they put in there about communication that would be better? I don't know. I don't need it. I think the animatronics are great. This ride very rarely goes down. Craig's Robotics, I don't know if you're in here, but new animatronics seem to go down more than the old animatronics do. This ride very rarely is down at EPCOT. It's almost all, even though they have tons of animatronics throughout this ride, probably more than any other ride, that ride never goes down. The only thing that maybe needs to be changed in there is the track. We could use a new track and new ride vehicles. Other than that, I'm not touching it. I'm just not. It's just me. What did Heather say? I didn't see what Heather said. I'm going to go back. Yeah, oh yeah, right, Heather, right. The ascent shouldn't be touched, but the descent needs a redo. Yes, Spaceship Ears, I agree. I think the descent with the putting in all the information thing, yeah, they need to redo that. That's kind of a letdown. But other than that, the scenes themselves, I don't know. I like them. I think they're really cool. If they ever got rid of the Leonardo da Vinci painting the Sistine Chapel, I would be, pardon my French for a minute, I would be pissed. I really would. Oh, Animal Zone, that's okay. Joe says, it's the anchor of the park. What would they use as the symbol of EPCOT? Cannot be replaced. Well, again, Joe, again, the ball doesn't go anywhere. Just think of the ride inside. If Disney were to say the ride inside was being changed, the ball itself is not going anywhere. That's not what I mean when I say they're going to change the ride. EPCOT wouldn't be the same without it. It's a fun way for kids to learn something. I agree, Kim. The Descent showed how technology keeps us in touch from all over the world. You should try and find the footage of that. I'll have to look for it, Victor. Horizons, welcome in. Live actors, that would be funny. Joe said they could add stuff about how we communicate now, cell phone, satellite, social media, how the world is smaller now because of how we communicate. I guess they could do that in some way. Maybe with the, in some respects, yeah. I could see that. The animatronics are so amazing. They tell the story of us all. Right? Teresa Patlon, welcome in. Ray, welcome in. Ray Aguiar, welcome in. Just getting in here. I could ride Spaceship Earth all day. Don't change a thing. I'm with you, Ray. That's just me, though. I guess there are areas and aspects of it they could make it a little bit better. But I wouldn't want a full reimagining of all the scenes. In other words, they could still tell the story of communication, but now they've taken out all the scenes and put in all new scenes. I don't know that I would want that. If you want to update a couple here and there, okay, maybe. But even that, I'd worry with how they do it because they seem to mess things up lately. But what do I know? Welcome in, G. Wilson, welcome in. I agree the second half could use a revamp, but the first half keep the same. It takes me back to the beginning of EPCOT and Walt's relationship with learning. Right. That's true, Bruce. Kim. For what my 2 cents is worth, change nothing. Hello, everyone. Amen. I'm with you. Exactly. Zanlax says, when EPCOT opened, felt like every ride was a learning experience. Now is really only Spaceship Earth and the land. Yeah, Zanlax. I think Libby Donovan, welcome in. Good to see you. To me, Spaceship Earth is a lot like TTA. Great the way it is. Yeah, that's kind of how I am, Joe. I tend to agree with you, Zanlax, in a lot of different ways. I think some of these parks are losing their original identity. I think that, Hollywood Studios has totally lost its identity. It's not anything near what it was originally created to be. Supposed to be a behind-the-scenes, you're in the movies, or you see how the movies are made type thing. It's not anything like that at all anymore. Everything's IP over there. Everything's IP. I think that EPCOT, especially in the front, is nothing what it used to be. It's supposed to be an educational park, not just educational in that respect in the front of the park, but backed by World Showcase as well. We're getting away from that. Everything's becoming IP there too. It's part of the part of the issue. I worry sometimes about Magic Kingdom, with some of the things they do. Everything with them is becoming IP. Very little original content anymore in any way, shape, or form for Disney, and that's worrisome to me. I think they need to find a way to get back to that. Matt Flathouser says, I vaguely remember a scene years ago showing a video that chat between two kids in different parts of the world. I thought it was so futuristic. Yeah. And again, it's just my opinion. I don't think they don't have a real identity with a couple of the parks anymore. Animal Kingdom, even that park is starting to worry me at times with the identity of that park as well. I think, it's part of the issue why I've had so many issues with and we're getting past everything here. Well, we're going to do the calculating here for the overall scores. 1 second. Because I am terrible at math, I've got to add these up. All right, so my overall score wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a 3.4, and your overall score is a 2.6. Wow. How about that? 3.4 and 2.6 for an overall score of 3. So Pirates has still got the lead. That got like a 3.5 last week. EPCOT, Spaceship Earth, gets a score of a 3. So there you go. You guys scored at a 3 overall, which is still good. It's still good. It's not great, but it's good. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I do. I think these parks are losing their identity in a lot of ways, and I blame Bob Iger for that. Chris Dadbiltz had something on there talking about Josh D'Amaro taking over as CEO and how he thought Josh D'Amaro should not be the next CEO of the Walt Disney Company. And you guys are all probably... By the way, we are 14 likes away from 100. That's our goal, is 100 likes right there. Let's see if we can make it, gang. We're only 14 off. Hit that like button. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant because I wasn't on his stream last night, but I like to talk a little bit about it. I do not think Josh D'Amaro should be the next CEO of Walt Disney World. Coco Bear, welcome in. I didn't see what they put, but it must have been something retracted. Anyway, I missed the Pirates one. Y'all know it would be fun. Yeah, exactly, Pirate Novelist. I totally get it. I'm just not a fan of D'Amaro. I'm not a fan of Bob Iger. Bob Iger bought a lot of IP, but I think that kind of, in my opinion, just kind of shielded the fact that he wasn't really doing a good job with the company. He bought Star Wars. He bought Marvel. He bought Pixar. But to be honest, he's kind of in some ways ruined those IPs. So I don't think he's done the best job for sure. And I think he's, a lot of park increases. People continue to blame Bob Chapek. I think he was the scapegoat for Bob Iger. I really do. I'm sorry. I do. I didn't like Chapek, but I don't think he was the overall bad guy here. Genie Plus was not his idea. That was Bob Iger's. He's just the one that had to implement it because Iger got out. Excuse me. Jacqueline, welcome in. Good to see you. And I don't think it should be Josh D'Amaro because Josh D'Amaro's got the same views. He's got the same people underneath him. And he is an Iger disciple. Ultimately, he's going to run things in a lot of ways the same way he did. Who should be the next CEO? I'll be honest. I have no clue. I like Tom Staggs when he was there a long time ago, but he's been gone for a while. What I would say is I just think it needs to be someone outside of the company, which it won't be, unfortunately. It's not going to be. But I do think they need a new CEO. I agree. I think my favorite was always, other than Walt himself, was Michael Eisner. Eisner and his friend, the one who died in the plane crash, they were the yin to the yang. They were fantastic. Eisner was the creative guy. The other guy was the money guy. And they worked like peanut butter and jelly. They were awesome together. They really were. They did, and then that guy died, and then he didn't have his calming, natured person there to level him out, and it just went downhill from there. But I love Michael Eisner. He's still my favorite. Disney, the Disney Channel, Hollywood Studios, the Disney Cruise Line. That's all him. Some of these other parks overseas are Michael Eisner. I think the start of Shanghai was Eisner. I think he's the one that got the foot in the door. So, I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of Bob Iger at all. I don't think he's done a great job. I really don't. Everybody, and if you guys were around, I said it from the very beginning, when Iger came back and everybody was like, oh, the savior's back. I said, nope, he's not. He's not the savior. And he hasn't been. And I usually don't do that, but I'm gonna pat myself on the back on that one. He did not. I got that one right. He's not done anything, to be honest with you. The customer service is not as good as it used to be. The parks aren't as clean as they used to be. They've gotten rid of so many perks and different things that I don't like, and I wish they need to bring some of that old stuff back. All the citizens, the Hollywood, the Main Street citizens as well, all that stuff is gone. Bring back some of the atmosphere to the parks, right? They got rid of Magical Express. Why is that gone? People love that. They used to use it all the time. It just, all that stuff's gone. And I just don't know why. They went years without giving us a nighttime parade. Why? And it doesn't make any sense. And things are now going up. The rides are breaking down more often. That's all worrisome to me. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I wish I could vote who will be the next CEO. Yes, John. If I couldn't even have names. I think it's going to be Josh tomorrow. I really do. Eisner was Disney to me for better or worse when I was younger. I liked Eisner. I thought Eisner was really good. No, they won't listen to the fans. They're going to listen to the shareholders. Okay, they're going to come up. Here's the thing, and this is the big deal. They always seem to, and this is why I worry sometimes about the liquidity of this company. Jeff Condon, welcome in. I don't know anything. Look, I'm nobody. Okay, I get it. But what worries me about the Disney company now is they are raising prices. They're laying people off. They're not giving us as good a product as they used to. So they're raising prices to make more capital, but they're not spending as much. And when they do spend, it's mediocre. It's not top notch anymore. Yeah, guys, ever notice that whenever we get something new with Disney, for the most part, there are some things they knock it out of the park. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of them. But we get it like the middle of EPCOT that took 5 years for them to build that. Right? And then it looks like it looks. And you're scratching your head and you're like, what? Universal goes out and builds Epic Universe in 4 years. That entire park in 4 years. And it's a phenomenal park. Whether you like Universal or not, it is what it is. And Disney can't even give us a middle section. No water features, no nothing in that. It's just all green grass and, concrete planters and tables and chairs. That's all it is. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. All right, I'm going on my rant. That's my rant tonight. Pamela Hoffman, welcome in. Pickles, welcome in. They spend on hotels, not the parks for the most. Yeah, right. Because more hotels, Animal Zone means more people. More people means more revenue. More revenue means more money in their pockets. I get it. Look, they are a for-profit company. Here's the thing about Disney that makes me bad. The redo of Epcot is the best example 5 years from now. Right, exactly, Joe. Here's the thing. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Damn it. I was going to say. They are a for-profit company, okay? They want to make money first. They do. That's what it's all about. And they understand that. I don't like Portal Bakery Cuban restaurant coming down to downtown Disney. The food is not great. I don't even know where that is, but Cocoa Bear, thank you for telling me. I don't know where that is. Well, the shareholders get to vote for the board, and the board gets to appoint the CEO. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Matt. Oh, of course. That's exactly right. It's all about the money, ultimately, okay? And that's the thing. And when they come up with these ideas, the ideas are made, and then the ideas go to the CEO, and the CEO is the one that basically says yes to them. Now, I'm sure on a lot of these that cost billions of dollars, like the Big Villains Land and all that's coming, that has to be run by the CEO, and then the CEO approves it, and I'm sure he's got to go to the shareholders and say, this is where we're spending the money. Again, what do I know? But I don't know. I just think what worries me about the company is they in the old days, they used to spend a heck of a lot of money to give us top-notch everything. They spared no expense. They had everything. They had perks for this. They had that. They had this. They had the street people. They had this. They had the best rides, the best fireworks. All the parks had parades. We had all kinds of characters everywhere. We had this. We had that. We had the Magical Express. We had all kinds of different things. All kinds of different ways. We didn't have reservations. Anybody could go to any park they wanted. They would do up Christmas so great. Christmas, Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, all of them. Everything was done to the utmost expense. They really spared no expense. And they were still making money hand over fist. They were still making money hand over fist. So why all of a sudden are they cutting corners and cutting costs? Doesn't that worry you? Why are they cutting costs like that? Why do they need to nitpick and cut out the little things that ultimately probably aren't costing them that much unless they need to cut costs? But what do I know? Jim Cletus, welcome in. I've been listening to the rant. I was going to question, and then I started to agree with you. Jim. Yeah, no, I don't expect anybody to agree with me. Everybody have your opinions on things. Keith says, I saw a post saying Earl of Sandwich is closing. Is this true or nonsense? We love their sandwiches. I hope it doesn't close. There's so much riding on the updates, Victor. There are a lot of riding on the updates. When Cars Land and Villains Land is completed, it will change opinions. Victor, I gotta say, buddy, here's what I'll say. I disagree. I disagree. I have no confidence right now. Again, I like the ideas of what they want to do. The concept sounds great. The execution, I have no confidence in. You tell me one thing, but you deliver on another. Okay? The Cars Land, the whole, what's it called? Piston Peak National Forest looks wonderful. The concept is great. The Villains Land looks cool. The concept is awesome. But will they deliver? That's the key. Well, it's because all new development costs billions, not tens of millions. Right, but Joe, even then, tens of millions back then was like billions today. The cost back then is no different. Prices were less back. Things cost less back then. But it's, over time, inflation hits everybody. It's billions today, but they're also charging billions to get in. Whereas tens of millions, they charge tens of millions. I'm talking about overall. So to me, it's no different. It's still the same costs. They're still, how much the prices of tickets have gone up in just the last 5 years? Look at the prices of tickets. Just 5 years ago, they were less than $100 a day to get into a park. Now they're over $200 a day. It's doubled, easily doubled. There's no way with inflation that it should be like that. I don't know, Victor. I don't know if we'll be happy or not. We might be happy. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong. But for the most part, 8 out of 10 things Disney's done lately, what they said on concept art was not what they executed on. And that's what worries me. Yeah, I saw that, Christina. Thanks, everybody. We got 100 likes. You guys are awesome. I love Disney. They take money from the parks to support their failing movies. That's probably true, too, Zanlax. I think Disney Plus is sucking the money out of the parks and forcing them to make these cuts. Ryan, probably, but the money wasn't supposed to be like that. Remember, these are different subsidiaries of the company. The park money is supposed to be for the parks. The entertainment money is supposed to be for the entertainment. When I say entertainment, I'm talking about Disney Plus movies and stuff like that. The entertainment side of things, the movie side and the park side, same company under the same umbrella, but it's supposed to be different money. What did Joe say? I didn't see it. Jedi Master Joe, repost. I didn't see what you put. I'm trying to go back. I want to see what Joe said. I'm going to buy 51%. Yeah, go. Please buy 51%. Let me help run the company for you. Can't believe how much tickets have gone up, and yet it's busier than ever. They have no reason not to keep raising prices if people keep paying. Well, right. But, Matt, I tend to agree with that. Make Fast Pass free again. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Fast Pass would be free. Remember, Disney is not catering to us. Disney's not catering to anybody in this chat. They're not. Because you guys are, hey, Jay Nashville, welcome in. Good to see you. Jeanette, welcome. Because none of you, not me, any of us, we're all pros at Disney. We've been there so much. We remember what it used to be, and we know what it is now. Disney is banking on the new, naive, ignorant, when I say ignorant, I mean unknowledgeable fan who's never been to Disney and doesn't know any better of what's lost and what's gone. All they know is what's there now. That's what they're banking on, and that's what they're always going to bank on. They're going to bank on the customer that's going for the first time, that's going to spend a lot of money, stay at their resorts, go to their parks, buy their fast passes, or buy their lightning lanes, buy all their merchandise, buy the photo pass for 3 different people when they only really need it once. And that's what they are banking on. Robert Graves, 5 years ago I paid $800 for an out-of-state annual pass. Now it's $1,500. Right. Almost double in 5 years. Those that remember the nostalgia, like most of us here, feel the changes the most. Right, exactly, Joe. And that's, I still love Disney. I mean, we go all the time. We were there today for, 3 hours at the parks with you guys. It was great. We had a great time. But anyway, That's my rant for the night. I hope Disney finds the right person, and I hope they get back on track. I really do. You know, they're going to make money. That's the problem. They don't need to keep raising all these prices and penny pinching everybody and nickel and diming everybody and just raising everything all the time. I mean, if you want to go to the Halloween party, anywhere near Halloween this year, anytime in October, it's $229 a person to go to the Halloween party in October, late October. Are you nuts? $229 a person. If you're a family of 4, that's $900 for a Halloween party before taxes. That's unbelievable. That's almost as much as my entire annual pass. It's unbelievable, the pricing on some of these things. And think about that. $229, and they have so many dates for the Halloween party. So all that extra money those folks, that Disney is making, all that extra money. Let's say it's $229 a person, right? Halloween night. And let's say they get 30,000 people in that park. $229 on Halloween, and they get 30,000 people. That's $6,870,000 they made that night. In a night. With 30,000 people in that park, which is probably going to be what it is. Yeah, Oogie Boogie is great, by the way, Coca Bear. I agree. One of the reasons Walt Disney had ABCDE tickets was to encourage everyone into the park for a low-cost fee. Now you can't even see the castle without paying through the nose. Yeah, it's, again, we love going. We really do, but we get it. And it's just, it's too bad. The difference between a Universal AP and a Disney AP is pretty crazy for us out-of-staters. I'm Team Disney, and they have a ton more as far as number of parks and resorts, but sheesh. But that gap is closing. That gap, Keith, is closing. They've now got 3 parks. Universal, Islands of Adventure, and Epic Universe. And they're now starting to gain more resorts. You got to look at that too. If you look at the Universal resorts, they don't have 27 resorts like Disney, I agree. But they do have resorts. They have a lot of resorts. I mean, they have at least 10 resorts at this point. They have, all right. They have the Universal Helios Grand Hotel. They have Lowe's Portofino Bay, Sapphire Falls, Cabana Bay, Endless Summer, Dockside and Surfside, Hard Rock Cafe, Lowe's Royal Pacific, Universal Aventura, the Stella Nova, the Terra Luna. How many is that? All those are resorts at Universal. They're closing the gap. Disney's still winning, but they're closing the gap. Sean, welcome in. Jackal Monkey, Disney doesn't care with the prices because people keep paying for it. I'm waiting for the day when Disney has most of their parks just boarded up construction and still be full. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I hope not. I don't want it. As long as people keep paying it will go up. That can change. Charge $300 per person Halloween, it will still sell out. I hope not. If it weren't for my job perks that I get, we wouldn't be able to go to the parks. It would be just a hotel stay. Yeah, I agree. It's a sad thing. But anyway. All right, look. That's enough on my rant with Disney. Still love Disney a lot. We go. We go all the time. We just wish things in some way were a little bit different. All right, next week. Remember, next Sunday, by the way. Got to say this right now. Happy Father's Day to all the dads next Sunday. Alexa just told me it's time for bed. All right, so next Sunday, no stream next Sunday. It's Father's Day. We are at Epic Universe for the day. We're staying at Aventura Hotel, so we'll have a lot of video stuff coming. I'll be dead when they catch up. I don't think so, Keith. I think people are shortchanging. I think you're all shortchanging Universal a little too much. I really do. We go to both parks, and we see both parks a lot. A lot of times when we go to Universal, we don't stream with you guys, so you don't know we're there. We go a lot. They're catching up. All right, here we go. So again, next Sunday, no stream. It'll be the Sunday after. And what are we going to be going and seeing and talking about? It's going to be... I'm going to put that one back. We're not doing that one. Amy, welcome in. All right, we're not doing that one. Yes, we'll do this one. I picked out Mad Tea Party. Not yet. We'll get to that later. All right. So in 2 weeks, it's a small world after all. Small world it is. Woohoo! So it's a small world in 2 weeks. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, all the dad figures, whoever they may be. Enjoy your time with family. There's a lot of awesome dads out there. Sometimes I think dads get the short end of the stick with these holidays. Everybody loves Mother's Day. Well, don't forget about the dads. As a dad, I can promise you, I don't want to be forgotten on my day. So make sure dads are celebrated on their day. They deserve it, especially the real good ones. Yeah, I like Small World, actually, Matt. It's a prayer for peace, all 5. So there you go, pirate novelists. Anyway, all right, gang. Don't forget, thank you all to the members. Thank you, members, for your extra generosity and loyalty. Thank you for the 100 likes. We hit our like goal today. You guys were amazing. We might be at a park Tuesday night. I'm not sure yet, but look for the stream. Other than that, we will not have any streams next weekend. Again, because we are away. We're going to be at Epic Universe for the weekend. We're doing a lot of vlogging stuff, but no streams. We're going to take the streaming weekend off and enjoy most of it and do a little bit of vlogging here and there. They have a restaurant called The Atlantic that we're going to be eating at, and we're going to have a dining review there. Please go check out my latest video. We were over at Hollywood Studios yesterday for the last day of Muppets. And we got to go into the new villain show. We got to do the new Little Mermaid show. We saw some new merchandise that we thought was cool. And we got to do a little bit of a tribute to say goodbye to the Muppets. And I do have a new video coming out. It's a full tribute of the Muppets and our final day going over there. It's kind of what you're going to see in the video that we posted yesterday. Richard, welcome in, buddy, the legend. But it's a little bit longer with some extra footage that I didn't put in yesterday's video. But I hope you guys go check that out. It took me a long time to put that video together, so I'd like to hopefully see that get some views. Gang, thanks for being here. Love you guys all very, very much. I'm just rambling now. Hope you all have a great week. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. We'll talk to you soon. Bye, gang.